The most anticipated moment of the evening has arrived. It is time for the judges' comments on the performances and the distribution of the much awaited awards. To share their comments, we cordially invite the judges on stage.
Hi, good evening. We have a few points to discuss before we announce the nominees and the winners and all the good things and you can go home. But we were told to give the results at 2 in the morning, so we are okay. First things first. Good job. I think every one of you deserves a round of applause. We started the basics and I'll be handing over to my fellow judges as well. They will also be giving a few comments. Basics, we are doing a theatre performance and it's a very difficult set of plays that you all have been given or selected to perform Shakespeare's comedies. And there are certain amount of things that you have to do on stage that have to be done right for the play to work. And we saw some of those things in some of the plays, and we saw some of those things lacking in most instances. To do with the delivery of lines, where the audience is this way, and we deliver lines to the wings, the sides of the stage.
That actually is a blocking problem. It's not really the performance problem, unless you are a person who upstages people. Can you hear me? Without this? Yeah, I think I prefer without this. Okay, little nervous with the mic. See, when you upstage, but I hope all of you understand what upstage is. That is, you are in front and you are talking to someone at the back. So it looks very unnatural when you are looking up and I'm going home. And then you don't do that now. You get into a position where you are in an open position. And I know for a fact Jerome would have taught that to you. So that it looks very natural. So the audience can see you and it looks very natural and I'm talking to him. But actually I am projecting my voice. So it's a case of, so it's a blocking problem. When you are delivering lines, looking at the back, there are cases when you have to do that, but in which case you will project even more.
We were told that you all were going through an extensive process of research and you all had a component of research attached to this production that we saw today. That being said, the characters, the way you all have edited the script, limits you from taking the character from the start to the end. The arc of the character was missing, and that's something that you will learn when you go forward. You can ask this from San and Jerome as well. It's very important Shakespeare written these characters to have a very distinct start and a very distinct end. And that journey is something that has to be taken into consideration when you edit the way you want to portray those characters out here.
If you take the Shakespeare competition in the school, there were standard excerpts that were given from each play. Those excerpts had a beginning, middle, and an ending, which actually gave room for each character, the person who's playing the character, to portray that character with a journey. Yeah. Start here, end up there or start here and end up there.
So something that we,
Yeah.
something that we did realize is that you don't necessarily have to start from Act 1, right, and go in to the end. You can actually start off halfway, like I think we saw in one of the videos. So you can do that because what happens is in the end, you want to finish it off. So you cut chunks and chunks and chunks, and then the arc and the development is lost. So the editing process is a journey in itself. So this is a great way for you all to learn how and what can we do, so that you don't, it doesn't affect the blank verse, it doesn't affect the, in the end it is all of that that is put together. And you start young, and it's great that the school has given the opportunity for you all to do that, because it is this level, at this level that you need to learn it. And even now for us, when we see performances, we see things, nuances that we never saw or thought of before. That's it, always a lovely journey.
And another point is you have to understand Shakespeare. It's not English that we speak in today's day and age, but it's important that you understand what you're saying. And that comes also with the fact that when you deliver it a certain way, you need to know who you are speaking to on stage. Whether you are looking at the emptiness and speaking, or whether you are speaking to an actual character on stage. Those things only come to your mind when you know what you're saying. And that's the process. Actors need to spend a lot of time trying to understand what you are saying and what it really means, who you are saying it to. We saw that lacking to a considerable, to an alarming level in most of the productions, but that's not something that's there. It's something for you to learn and go forward, and when you do it the next time, make sure you know what you're saying. So therefore also it helps you to edit it properly. So that the meaning of what you're saying, you may look at it in the script format and you might cut it at a wrong place. Whereas you read the modern English translation, you see that you're cutting it in the middle of a line. We saw that in most places where you have edited it in a way that the line doesn't end. So you're saying things like, I am hungry, I am going to, and then the next line. Eat is missing. Okay, things like that. Also because sometimes you don't understand what you're saying, you all tend to go into almost a singing format. There is a little tale to how you deliver your lines. Okay, so that's also because you lack the understanding of what you're delivering. These are things that you must keep in mind. Volume, projection, and pronunciation was a big problem. Certain words, venues, places that Shakespeare has written, you have to pronounce. I mean, there are places that we know now. There are things that is forgotten in history. Okay, so Windsor is Windsor. Okay, we need to know that word. There were a few of those. I'm not going to. Windsor is a very specific thing that I can remember. So therefore, an example, but I'm not going to talk about that. There are any other examples that I don't remember. That being said, little things that the directors have added. I like it. I discussed this in our deliberation as well. I like from just few examples. The first house, when Mr. Spade said green and paused, was it because your house is green? Yeah. That was, I think, I liked that. It was a good touch. We saw the tray shaking because the servant was scared of the king in the second house. Third house and the fourth house also had examples like that. The director has added, and then the effects all that try to be, try to do more things that I thought was really nice. And I think all the people who were involved in the direction component, I think deserve a round of applause. Is that you may have watched certain productions online to get to be influenced or get inspiration for the productions that we saw today, which is all right because we are all learning. But when you do that, it's important to get inspiration and not to copy. there's a difference of being inspired by something and being, blatantly copying something. So don't do it when you, I'm not saying that you all have done that now, but when you look at production in the future, try to be inspiration and not copy a certain scene or the way the things have been done in that particular production. Last point, the usage of music. Okay, this is a thing that almost every Shakespeare or any competition that we go to, this point comes up. Some of the music you might think is what the track means or trying to deliver something, a certain emotion that you as a director want to put out there. But it might be a Christmas carol. You don't know. Okay, we saw I know you all have probably heard it on TikTok or something. It was a famous TikTok video track. Okay, but it's Carol of the Bells. It's a carol. They have mixed the two and made one track. So things like that, you have to do a bit more research, and you can't just take something from the internet just because it's there and put it in your production, because people will know. You might not know, you might think it's a track that sounds good, and it matches what you're trying to portray in that particular scene, but it might do the exact opposite because people think, carol. You know what I mean? That can happen. I think overall, you all work on your placement, your blocking. The directors who want to be more involved in the future need to work with maybe the teachers that you have in school to understand direction more. That will help the actors also more when you play in the next year. You need to work very well on your pronunciation, your diction, your overall projection, and you need to learn how to express more. Acting is not just when you deliver your lines. Okay, you can't deliver your line, and when these other actors are delivering, you can't just and then deliver your lines again.
Your acting doesn't start with your dialogue and end with your dialogue. And also interaction is very important. Something I noticed was not all four houses had that interaction and pace, because somebody finishes speaking and then there's a 1, 2, 3, 4 and then that was. See, what happens is in real life, now when I am speaking, all of you are listening to me. So on stage, if you follow that principle of listening to the fellow actor or actors, you will always pick up your cue, because your action brings about a reaction, and that reaction starts while you are listening to the other person. So that's where the pace, it's not no, it's taking the line slow so that people can understand. But picking up the pace means actually picking up your cue, be on cue.
So the cue begins at the middle of the other person's line. Your reaction starts, your expression starts, and then that only the line has to be delivered. Because if you don't do that, it's very obvious to us. And maybe a small mention of costumes.
Yeah.
So when you have the costumes, I'm very happy that I think you would have got a lot of costumes, either hired or from school itself. So that's a great way to do it. It's being resourceful, and that is a really good thing. But what you need to understand is the costume per se is not enough. Accessories really matter. Right? So if you're planning to go barefoot, then everyone. Then if you're going, and think of period as well. Your costumes are period and your footwear isn't. That is something that you have to remember. In a school play, sure, but if you can go that little extra mile, why not? Because when you move ahead and move on with drama, it's important. And mind you, it's not just drama, it's about life, because life is drama. So we would accessorize properly. So like you also think, how can I make it work? Accessories, every little
as to speak about the results. Only few more. There is this point that I want to raise, and we'll talk about this just before we announce the results again. And this goes back to some of the characters that, apart from being nominated or winning the awards that are here, that you are doing, stood out. There was very minor roles, but they stood out because they tried to put an effort into the role that they were playing. And I asked for special permission from my two fellow judges to mention this. I really like the tree. You all have the technology available, you all have the resources available, but the scenes that you add to make things funny have to make sense to the overall plot of the drama. Just because you can and you have the ability to put a scene that's funny, slapstick, doesn't mean that it add or contribute or complement the performance that you're doing on stage. The actions that you all have, even if it's a very minute thing of picking something up from the ground, has to have a reason, a purpose. Because you are portraying a character, and we saw, this is the second point, I saw the mask of the last house falling, and you asking your servant to pick it up. Because to me, yeah, as a person watching it from the audience, I felt like, yeah, Queen would bend over and pick something up from the ground. Queen. So it made sense for it to, like, so it added. So I think that also deserves the answer. So that you all stop clapping. We have looked at the overall performance, and we have also looked at situations where one or two characters pull the entire play through versus plays that had an overall production value, an approach that had a value from all the actors. To add to that, if you are frozen on stage, do not speak. Because we were right there, and we can see, I could tell from the movement of your lips what you were saying. People who are frozen on stage. Okay? Those can be seen. You might think, okay, everyone is paying attention to the scene that's happening on the in the front portion of the stage, or the main actor, or whoever is speaking at that moment. That is not the case. We are all humans. People look everywhere, and then let's see someone. That's what you're, and then we lose focus on what's happening here. You get distracted. Third point on the same topic is directors, please don't add scenes if there is a main scene happening that would distract our attention from that main scene to something that's happening on the side. That is unimportant to the plot. Okay? We have also put in a few nominees as well. So the results are one side of the page and the nominees are on the other side of the page. So I'm going to read this and give it to your teachers and they will announce the results. We have two nominees for Best Supporting Female Role, and they are the widow from Dudley House.
And Celia from Colombo. We have two nominees for Best Supporting Male.
Lebo from Solomon House. And Dion from Lana House. We have 3 nominees for Best Actor Female. I love this one. Mr. Spade from Stephen House. Rocky from Solomon House. And, I'm sorry, 2 nominees. Best Actor Male also has 2 nominees. Paul Star. And Dean Bergman from Lion House. Thank you very much.
For sharing your observations and valuable constructive feedback provided. We sincerely appreciate the fact that our esteemed judges took the time off their busy schedules to be here with us on a weekend, and we would like to express our sincere appreciation of them with these humble tokens of gratitude.
We would now like to take the opportunity to show our gratitude to our beloved Sir Jerome with this simple token of appreciation. And now, we would like to take a moment to appreciate 2 very special people. Oliver, you would like to come up on stage. We kindly invite Mrs. Vasanti and Sir Sahan. We truly appreciate all that you do for us, and we love you from the bottoms of our hearts.
Now, we cordially invite Kala Kirti Jerome Lakshman De Silva on stage to give away the first set of awards for the evening. The first award is for the Best Adapted Script, which goes to Lionel Hart. The award for Best Stage Management goes to Solomon House. The award for Best Stage Performance Ensemble goes to Lionel House. Thank you, Jim.
Next, we cordially invite our Deputy Principal, Mrs. Nishota Anuradh, on stage to give away the Mr. Guest Award.
The award for Best Choreography is shared by Solomon House. Now for the award for Best Direction. The award for Best Direction goes to Solomon. Thank you, Mr. Chopra. Next, we cordially invite Principal of AFA College Regular, Ms. Priyanti Senigirashna, to give away the first certificate. Now for the award for Best Supporting Actor in a Female Role. It is shared by Celia. For the award for Best Supporting Actor in a Male Role, Le Beau. The award for Best Actor in a female role goes to Rosaline Observer. The award for Best Actor in a Male Role is shared among the King and the Lord of Manor House. Thank you, Mr. Niraj.
To give away the two most anticipated awards, we cordially invite our principal, Mrs. Vinita Shinoy, on stage.
Before the most anticipated awards, we have one individual award left. The award for most memorable performance goes to Rosaline O'Donnell. The runners-up for the award for Best Production goes to Foreign Art. And now for the most coveted award. The award for Best Overall Production goes to Lionel. Thank you, Mr. Chanel. All you as we have come to the end of the competition, we would like to express our gratitude towards the Directorate for their undying support, our principals, deputy principals, heads of sections, heads of departments, esteemed judges who have taken their time off their busy schedules to grace this occasion.
We also thank our teachers of the four houses for their invaluable guidance and the hours they spent keeping a watchful eye over us. Our dear parents spent during long evenings along with us. All the students who worked very hard towards these performances. And last but not least, the administrative and support staff members of our school, without whose assistance we would not have been able to make this event happen.
We sincerely appreciate the support extended by the Lights crew of Rishan Creations. To conclude today's proceedings, please rise for the school song.
Give me